What's up, guys? How you guys doing today? We got Anakin and DK. We're going to talk about food and wrestling. These guys are foodies at heart. You know, fluffy men and food go hand in hand like cake and ice cream.
I'm a fluffy man. That's hilarious.
Hey, I don't freaking deny it. I am what I am.
Hey, me too.
You know,
me too.
I'm a teddy bear, so.
Bear that can be a grizzly bear.
Yeah, Rob and Tim will join us eventually. So, with NXT tonight, what would be the food you guys would prep for your dinners for NXT tonight?
You know what? I was already thinking about what I was going to make today, but I had pizza earlier, so I might make a stir fry with sausages.
Yeah, but go into depth about the process of how you would make it, because a lot of people making stir fry are a lot different.
Well, I'd saute the sausages, slice them up, saute them with a little butter, some seasoning, flip it in the pan, get my veggies going. Julian cut me some red peppers, some yellow peppers, green peppers, toss them together, get my rice in another pot, plate it up beautifully, and post it on Twitter so everybody can see
it. Well,
see, I can't do a stir fry anymore because when I was a kid, my mom would make it all the time, and it was one of the things where you just get sick of it. Of course, back then I wasn't a fan of onions and green peppers, so that might have also played a part of it. I was basically like broccoli, green beans, that's it for veggies. So maybe now I might actually enjoy it.
For me, it's more so
saute it or boil it.
Oh yeah, no, she'd do it in a big old what's it called? A wok? Yeah, yeah. She'd do it in a big old wok. And then with some white rice and then some soy sauce, and
nice.
I'd be like, I'll do the rice and the soy sauce and maybe some meat, but not the veggies, but they were always mixed in.
By the way, this is the brainchild idea of these two, so give them some love. Their handles are on the bottom scrolling out. They're both
Rob too. Me and Rob talked about doing a food podcast probably 2 years ago. So it's been brewing for a long time.
Yeah, but having Anakin also is there too.
That's all because of those cookies.
Well, I mean, and there he is, the fisherman himself.
What's going on, everybody?
What is up?
What up, Tim?
Not much. Thank y'all for the podcast debut. Sorry about that. But what's up, DK? What's up, Anakin?
What up, brother?
What's up?
It's good
Not
to
much.
see y'all.
So,
you too, brother.
The question right now is that since NXT's tonight, what would you make for dinner?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I did show it on Facebook. Well, I did show it on Facebook, Instagram, and my Twitter account. If I had the opportunity, I would have made my fully loaded homemade meatloaf.
Ooh.
I'm talking about, oh yeah. I made that. The first time I made it, believe it or not, guys, the first time I made that, it was a little bit dry because I didn't have the certain ingredients. But good God Almighty, when I got the second time I done it, I made it, brother. Wow, boy, you would have loved it. You would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would invite all of y'all, and I hope Sean's here because Sean never saw me on camera. I'm not even on my laptop. I'm on my phone. But anyway, what happened was, sorry about the interruption. But anyway, what happened was I fully loaded it. I put mushrooms, cheese, bread, eggs, all the seasonings, all that. And then when I put on top, I put a layer of, I'm talking about a straight layer of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing on meatloaf is put honey mustard on it.
Okay.
Excuse the language. Holy shit.
You can swear, it's fine.
Does that make your taste buds pop?
Yeah.
I'm already hungry as it is.
Honey mustard meatloaf. That's interesting.
Yeah, but you guys.
That was the last meal my mom made before she passed away was meatloaf. So that's funny
Right.
you bring that up.
Well, Wild Boy, I want to let you know I do. My condolences are sent to you because I lost my sister this year,
Yeah.
right after her birthday. So I totally understood it, and I had the last 15 to 20 years of my life, I had a bunch of people die. So to be honest with you, I totally understand where you are and I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Anakin, my brother, what are you doing?
What's up? Well, I'm a little tired right now because I had to have an eye doctor appointment after I dropped my son off at
Gotcha.
school. So I'm going on
Gotcha.
about 3 hours of sleep right now. But if you
I
look
get it.
on my Twitter, which is down below,
Mhm.
I actually posted a picture after I got home with my eyes dilated, and I look like
Yeah.
a demon from Supernatural. It's really freaky.
Yeah, actually,
Someone's
believe
echoing a little bit, by the way, on the feed because I can hear it.
no, I have a jet flying around. That's where I live 15 minutes from a Navy base. Yeah, I live. Well, guys, like I was like somebody in the chat last night was talking about Wawas. There's about 15, 20 Wawas here in Virginia Beach. So it's like, yeah, it's like wow. But no, I kept hearing you mention it, Anakin. You kept mentioning it in the every show I went to, every show that was on. You kept mentioning about fishing. Well, we could talk about it. This is what we're here
Yeah.
for. So when I started fishing when I was around 6 years old. That's how young I was,
Wow.
and I don't remember what kind of. The very first one I caught was a snapping turtle at 6. Guys, believe me, do not mess with a snapping turtle at that age because, well, believe it or not, I didn't know nothing about it till years later. When you get one of them dangling on your hook, you have this thing that comes down on your line. You tie it, and then you run it down below to your hook. Well, you can take it. It's a swivel. You pop it out. You just take that hook off and throw the whatever you call it back in the water, like a turtle, for an example. Same thing with the eel. Believe it or not, fun fact: eels are catfish, female or male versions of catfish. Catfish that the ones that you see in the water, they're the females. That's an interesting fact. I didn't know that. I actually wrestle with a lot of them.
There he
Good
is.
God.
The appetite for destruction. That is awesome.
What's up, Rob? What's up, brother?
Hey guys.
It's
Love
love
that
that
name,
turtle.
bro.
Steve.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
it's this show, might as well, right?
That would
Well,
be a
it is
great
the
name
brain.
for a restaurant, brother.
Yeah.
What is the brainchild
Yeah,
of the three of
well.
you? So,
Yeah, well, like I
well,
said,
I'm going to say this much. Sorry if you're hearing echo. I don't know who's echoing, but still.
No,
Is it me?
I don't know if it's me or not. But like I said, I'm not on a laptop. I'm on my phone, so it's a little bit different. So I don't know if it's me or not. I'm trying to make sure everything. I have like 3 TVs going on right now. So
DK's nickname should be next time he does the show and it's me and Rob and stuff is Wildboy ... AK Popcorn.
Don't jinx it, bro. So far, so good.
I know. I was about to say he's doing
Yeah,
good.
I see it.
He's not popping right now.
No. I
Well-
seen them.
Well, Rob, the question when we started before you came in was, what is the one meal that you're going to make tonight since NXT and AEW is on tonight?
Usually I don't make anything special because Wednesdays are usually crazy for me, so I usually pick something up. That's the only night I usually do pick something up, but tonight I might go chef on it and make a frozen pizza. So
What brand of frozen pizza? This is important.
I'm a Red Baron guy, so
Okay, I like Red Baron.
yeah, so they're actually made about 2 hours from where I live, so
Oh
So-
wow.
So it's a
So
local
technically,
thing.
you get
I
it
guess.
fresh.
Yeah, I guess freshly frozen. So, but it works. It gets the job done. But no,
Yeah.
Well, hey, I never made. Yeah, I never made homemade pizza before.
I've actually used to make pizza constantly working at a pizza shop. Yeah, no, never again.
no, but my specialty, like if I had time,
I have a funny feeling we're gonna have another person pop in. Ron said he wants to pop in, so hey, more people.
if I had the time,
Hey.
what I would make is there's a bar that I used to go to quite a bit that had they called it's Captain
And
Crunch.
there he is.
Captain Crunch chicken.
What's up?
Basically, the
What's
breading
up?
goes like you use the breading.
What's up, Ron?
You throw the chicken in the Captain Crunch as the breading, and then you bake it,
Mhm.
and then you make it basically a Captain Crunch chicken sandwich, and
Mhm.
it's delicious.
That sounds
And
good.
Captain
If you can-
Crunch and chicken.
Yeah, it's just like you use
Yeah.
the Captain Crunch as the breading. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Oh, okay. That makes
Yep.
a little more sense.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Yep.
I wouldn't just have chicken and Captain Crunch. I'm not that.
Hey, I don't know.
Hey, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
So you heard the
know,
question, Ron. What's the
Yeah.
one thing you're gonna be making tonight, considering NXT and AEW are on tonight?
Man, today's not the night that I actually make anything. It's usually like lentil bean soup and like roti and like vegetables and stuff like that. I eat healthy, but if you talk Saturday, that's a different story. Usually it's like enchiladas or pizza.
There you go.
All right, we're going to your house.
See, like for me tonight
hey.
is actually leftovers because we had rotisserie chicken. We just picked one up from Sam's Club last night, which has they do bigger ones than like the ones you get at Walmart. However, what I may look into doing, and my son won't be a fan of it, but I don't care. Is I may make he'll get over it. Is I may make some chicken fettuccine Alfredo, and I season the chicken myself. I'll do some basil, some oregano, maybe some other Italian seasoning, Parmesan cheese, and I'll cook up the chicken first. Sometimes I'll use like frozen chicken just to make it a little bit faster, but sometimes I'll actually buy chicken breasts and cut them up and do it that way. And then for sauce, I'm still using just sauce that you buy at the store, but I'm on the hunt for a good recipe to make my own Alfredo sauce.
You make me laugh about Gabriel
Yo,
Iglesias going,
this is
"The
the-
hunt."
Hi,
Fluffy.
hi, 411.
That's
I
the
need
stuff I use. in-
address for AnakinJMT's house. I'm going to his place for dinner. Yeah. Okay.
I'm about
Guys, this is
25
the
minutes
stuff that I
south
use in
of
my
Ray
meal all the time.
Callahan, so if you know where he lives, then all you gotta do is head south.
No, they told me to hang up. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, considering the fact that I've got 3 Michigan and Minnesota, I got a Minnesota boy and 2 Michigan guys near each other. That's just going to be an interesting one day. They sit around and eat while
Well,
we're on live.
Just
yeah,
to be
and
clear,
don't forget one Virginia.
just to be clear, Michigan, so the Lower Peninsula, and this is why I love living in Michigan, because only in Michigan can you do this. See, this is, let me use this hand because it's better. This is where I am, and this is where GK is. We're like 3 hours apart.
Yeah.
All right, so
Wow.
the echo's getting rough. So one of you guys slowly talk at the same time. I'll start. Anakin, go.
What's up? How you doing?
What's up?
Okay, so it's not you, Wild Boy.
Hi. Hi.
All right, Ron.
Hello.
Okay, it's not you, Rob.
man.
He's Batman. All right, Tim.
Hi.
Okay, so I don't know if it's me or not, but we'll have to deal with it for right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, that when I went over there to my kitchen just a little bit ago, y'all, that was the basil that I use in all my meals. and I got that stuff at the Dollar Tree. You just put a little bit in your food. Voila, it's good. It's very good. I love it. So,
Well, for me, it's going to be more so, the echo's me. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I apologize for that. Last night it wasn't like this. Everything was fine. But for me, it's more so I'm going to hang out with friends tonight, and I don't know what they're making. But if it's usually something, it's like hot dogs or something. If anything quick, really, that I can make, it's easier. Or if I'm lucky, my sister, like the other night, will make homemade mac and cheese and just, make it exactly from scratch.
Yeah, that's nice.
So a lot of it's like breadcrumbs, pasta, melted cheese, stuff like that.
I've yet to find a good homemade mac and cheese recipe that will top. This is gonna sound crazy, but that will top like just Kraft box macaroni and cheese. I don't know what it is, but I've never found anything, at least that I've made, that actually tops the Kraft.
What about Velveeta?
You gotta
I
use
can tell
sharp
you.
cheddar. That's the best cheese to use for mac and cheese for me is sharp cheddar.
Yes, exactly.
That's the kick.
I
That's
might.
your kick.
I don't know. I
Actually,
don't
I
remember
can
what
tell
I've
you.
used before. So
I could tell you a quick story. I remember a long time ago. It was lunchtime here in my house, and I remembered I had some like small box of you can get them at Walmart. They're like 88 cents. But anyway, I had small things of shells. So I had some Velveeta cheese. I walked over to 7-Eleven. I got a little thing of milk. Now, you can make your own homemade cheese. So what I would do is I would take a pot, stick it on the stove, heat it up while you're boiling your mac and cheese. You set it about 4 or 5. You take a cup. You skim the surface of the bottom of your cup. You put that milk in it, and then you put your cheese in it. You stir it. You stir it up so much, it starts getting thin. Doesn't get thick, gets thin. Once you go to put that pot of the noodles in your strainer and you clean it, and then you put it back in your pot, then you take that cheese and you put it over top of it. Holy crap! Does it taste good? So there you go,
That's the
Annika.
best
That's
Chanel
that's my version. Do what? Yeah, you do.
Bechamel
I do
sauce.
that.
That's the name
And
of it.
yeah, I made my own version of it. Oh my God, Wild Boy! If you live right next door to me, I would make you homemade food every day. Seriously, no joke.
I believe it.
that sounds like an offer,
But-
DK.
Yeah, that does.
That's all I do,
Yeah.
man. That's all I do. Cook at home. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing
Yeah,
to make, DK?
I don't go, like I told everyone in the chat, I don't go to fast food places anymore. I make my home cooked meals.
Well, I mean, it is
It's
healthy.
safe.
I love making pasta.
I don't even eat out.
I love making-
Nice.
Mac and cheese is my
Mhm.
top. Like that was my go-to meal, like all the holidays. I make a badass burger. My fried chicken is top notch. It's better than KFC or anybody you'll try in your life. I make the best fried chicken.
Mhm.
Someone just made a comment saying this.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wild Boy road trip.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joel.
Joel's just saying that because he doesn't want to come
Yeah.
over to my place and get his butt beat in No Mercy again. That's all it is.
Oh,
He doesn't want the smoke.
if I could have 7 people on here,
Niggas
Joel would
fire.
probably be like, I need to get in there now. But eventually the plan is to upgrade on this to make it a little bit better. I mean, it makes more
Yeah.
sense, but it's expensive.
See, now here's the thing, GK. Once you go to Tim's, you got dinner. You got to come over to my place.
Popcorn popped.
Of course.
There you go. Karma chameleon.
Yep.
Oh. Well, I'll tell him when he gets back in. But you all would definitely want to have breakfast at my place because I make homemade waffles from scratch. No mix. I don't touch mixing because it is not as good. I make it from scratch. I use
I'm going to say this
buttermilk.
now. I didn't do anything. I literally counted the video. He went in and out last night like 4 times, which is not
Yeah,
that
seen
bad.
it.
It could have been worse.
I seen it.
4?
It seemed like it was more than that.
It was like 9
It
or
was
10.
more than that, bro.
I'm pretty sure it was more than
It was
4.
like every 15 minutes.
Yeah, throughout the
Giving him
2
credit,
hours
though.
show.
Yeah.
2 hours and 16 minutes. And for me, though, if I'm making anything like on Sunday, if I was going to cook, it would probably be chicken and pasta. I used to do that in college just real quick because I had my gallbladder removed. So it would be just baked chicken, cut up, put pasta, canned pasta, like canned sauce, Dolman canned sauce, and regular ziti. And then one time I put vodka in the sauce just to screw with people.
Yeah.
And that didn't go well.
DK,
I literally
So-
brought the pot into the
so-
college and dropped it.
DK, do
Ooh.
you like make your own barbecue sauce too?
that's-
Yes. Yes. My barbecue sauce. Oh, I just made some 2 weeks ago. I made some chicken wings and finished it off on my sauce, bro. I wanted to kiss myself. It was so good. Yeah, I was so kiss the chef. I was like,
I need to make another call.
Hi, Delta. I need
Oh
to
my-
speak from Detroit. Thank you.
Just so you know, DK, that's one of the things. If you tweet that out, I would respond with a Captain Picard gif.
You gotta have it ready for me at all
all the
times.
people who are working right now are rolling in when you peek up and say food. Like
Oh, yeah.
DMJC just woke up. Joel's quote unquote pretending.
Oh, hold on. DG, you have no room. You have no room to talk, considering you're too much of a coward to get a mic. Yeah, that's right. I'll call you out here, not just on the Warren Hayes post show. I'll call you out here for not having a mic.
Ooh,
Oh boy.
I've got
Did you
Anakin
say shots
spinning
fired?
fire.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Man,
But
what a shoot, Anakin.
Heel turn.
Oh,
I-
Hey Anakin,
oh,
are you working or shooting there?
okay. I'm all shooting. Don't feel like
Well,
getting a mic in my foot.
That's good.
But GK, what I was saying before you left, after you had dinner at Tim's, you'd have to come over to my place and spend the night so that I could make you homemade waffles from scratch, no mix, because they are so good that whenever my nieces or nephew come and spend the night, they want me to make waffles for them for breakfast because they are magnifico.
DMGC is saying, keep it up. You'll never get a mic just to spite you. If you have a phone, a smartphone, that is a
I've told
microphone.
him. That's what
I'm
I've
like, come
told
on.
him.
I'm like, that's what I'm using. I'm using my
He's
smartphone.
He is too much. He's too much of a coward. I'm almost at the point where I'm like, you know what, TGMC, put your money on where your mouth is. If I send you a mic, you got to use it.
I smell a bet. I smell a bet.
What well, let's
Hey, I
so
wanna
everybody's
say-
getting
I
hungry
wanna-
right now. Let me change it up for a second. What are you guys going to watch
Go
tonight?
ahead.
You watching NXT, AEW, or both?
NXT.
NXT. I don't think there's any other wrestling that comes on Wednesday nights.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're talking to a WWE guy right underneath
Oh no,
me as in
there's
DK.
nothing wrong with that. I was the same way with the Monday Night Wars until Brett went to Nitro, and eventually I went back because I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'll start watching AEW when they sign Triple H.
Oh, okay. That ain't gonna happen. So
No.
DK ain't gonna be
There
watching.
you go.
But no, that's cool. I was just curious because I usually, like, because I do the Fightful stuff on Wednesdays with Kyler, we usually flip-flop, but I always give him the choice, whatever he wants to cover, because he's the social media guy for them. So I just do the other one. But yeah, so I'm assuming he's going to pick AEW, so I'll watch NXT, and then I usually go back. I usually have them both on, but I have so much going on tonight because I'm covering the World Series for shootingthesports.com. So
Congratulations on that, by the way.
I have way too much going on TVs, but
Congrats.
it's really thank you. It's really fun, but yeah, with so much on TV right now, it's great, and I'm just really curious about NXT tonight because I'm more anxious for Halloween Havoc next week, but I kind of want to see what else they add.
Well, speaking of Halloween Havoc, what themed Halloween food is your favorite of all time?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, are we talking like candy or like stuff we make?
Just all time, like you make.
For Halloween?
Yeah. So like if you make like cookies like in the shape of pumpkins, stuff like that.
You know, I usually just take kids' candy, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I just get candy. I don't really make anything.
Yeah, just like Kit Kat.
They come to the door, and I'm
Hershey.
like, "What do you got?" And I just grab it from them and slap them and tell them to get on their way. No.
Says the Godfather right now.
Yeah. No, I don't hit the kid. I usually kick him, but
Are you stealing Sean's gimmick, Rob?
well, no, he stole my gimmick. I'm aware.
Is that how that goes?
Yeah. No, but I would say I make.
Yeah, I saw that, and I responded, "How dare you!"
I think what I usually make is burgers. I usually make a burger on Halloween, so nothing special.
For me, usually it's like something real quick. I know Burger King's nothing great, but when you're working as many hours as I do, it's usually like that. But this year, I think I might just do something different. I haven't figured it out.
So which fast food chain has the best burger to you guys?
Oh.
Well, I mean, I would say Five Guys around here, but they're so ridiculously expensive. So my go-to choice, if I want a really, really good burger, I go Culver's.
Oh, cool. We lost DK. So we'll have to answer that when he comes back.
Yep, DK just went out.
I think the key is Anakin can't talk to DK because every time he does, DK leaves.
Right.
They can't handle the Michigan boys talking to each other. It's all right.
Yeah, at least you guys aren't down here in Florida, all right?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for you.
I showed the pictures on Twitter yesterday. I actually wouldn't mind being in Florida right now. But
It's all
I am
rainy and everything.
and that's the thing. I love rain, so.
It's been raining like the past 3 days.
Yeah,
all right, so
especially with the hurricane they're saying that's coming up this way.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we can go back to the burger talk now since DK is back.
Did you guys hear my choice?
No.
Oh, it was Burger King.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. For me, more so, if it's not fast food, but I would go to the 99s. You could sit and eat there like a restaurant. But if it's fast food, it's difficult because obviously you still have the main ones. But I mean, I like local places better because at least I can order it and get it and go.
For me, it really depends how hungry I am, because nothing, like, I always get like all the toppings on my burger, but the one place where I don't do that is at Wendy's. I always get it plain because I just like, they have if I get their double cheeseburger, and I used to weigh a lot more, so I used to get the triple cheeseburger, and that was just amazing, but I stopped doing that. Wendy's or Burger King.
I agree with
so
Joel.
overrated.
I agree with Mr. Pearl. In-N-Out is amazing. I ended up living in California for a while, and it was sick.
Yeah, I
was
wish I could have.
I keep hearing about how good it is because I listen to a lot of IGN podcasts, and their Xbox One. They're constantly making them in and out bets and talking about how good it is. And it's like, man, that sounds really good. And apparently, it's a lot cheaper than Five Guys.
Yeah, it's really good. I had it when I was in California a few times, and my brother lives out there, so that's usually once I get off the plane and he picks me up, we go to In and Out.
I love
so.
DK, man. That's number 3. I should have a ticker.
This
about
is like
you?
2 and 3 minutes.
What about you guys?
to
Like, where do you go in Miami or like in South Florida?
South Florida, you got a lot of places. I'm like,
Oh,
you
I
can
know.
try. I'm like, there's like a Brews Room. I'm like, that's one of them. I'm like, the only thing is that I'm a vegetarian, so that's not gonna really. I can't be able to contribute too much. All right.
No,
But when I had burgers, I used to eat at like Brews Room or like Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, God.
Ruby
Solid.
Tuesdays is good.
I haven't seen a Ruby
mean-
Tuesdays in years.
Do they have? I think it used to be called Miami Subs, but do they have
They
Miami?
still got it.
Oh, okay. Phew. That's my place when I was in Florida, man. That was it.
So now, talking about fast food burgers, DK, do you remember? I think they had them on that side of the state. Do you remember Hot Now?
I think I had it once when I was in high school, so that was about 15 years ago.
Okay, yeah, it's because they have.
It wasn't bad.
They're out of business, but they used to have like for the price because they'd be really really cheap, but they made really good
Mhm.
burgers. My dad was a fan of the olive burgers, which was just a cheeseburger, but they put like I think it's either black or green olives on it. He loved those. I'm not a fan of olives, but they had really good
Black
burgers.
olives
I
are
hate
better than
olives.
green.
Were
Oh, love
they
olives.
gr-
Olives
were
are
they
disgusting.
Yeah,
No, I'm like, I used to
I'm
like
with ya.
eat like a whole like bottle of olives like that,
Ugh.
chewing in my mouth like
When
chewing
I-
tobacco.
when I worked at
Bleh.
Subway and I had to open up a can of black olives, it smells like cherry flavored cough syrup, and it would give me that reaction every time.
No.
I still like cherry cough medicine. There's sake actually tastes like that. If you ever
And
have
I'm
a
like, I
full
remember trying Manic.
bottle of sake.
Disgusting.
So since we talked about burgers, what about what's your favorite French fry? It doesn't need to be from like a fast food. Do you like
McDonald's.
steak fries? Do you
Checkers.
like crinkle cut?
TGI Fridays, sweet potato fries.
So, if I'm at home, I like steak cut fries,
love
but when I
Hardee's.
go out, I love Checkers fries.
Oh damn, we
Checkers
don't
have good fries.
We
I've
don't
only
have
had
a Checkers
one.
up here.
So good.
For me, it would be
Yes, they
McDonald's
do.
around here.
Yeah,
I love
McDonald's.
Riley's and Hardee's.
I like Chick-fil-A's fries.
Their waffle fries are so good. I liked the curly fries at Arby's if I've got cups of cheese to dip them in, but I actually prefer the Arby's fries that you can buy at the store that you can make at home because they are more like what Arby's curly fries used to be before they changed them. At some point they changed them, and now I can't have their fries without the cheese. But before, I could eat those things all day long because they were so good.
I mean, the best drink you could have with fries, obviously, is root beer. But if you're going to
No.
a regular, yeah, for me
No.
it is. But
Hey,
Root
if you're
beer
going
is it's for root beer floats only. Other than that, get it out of here.
For me, though, mostly if I'm going to a restaurant and I'm having something there, because there's really good mom and pop places around here, around in Lowell, and outside on the outskirts is sangria, or have a beer or something like that, Sam Adams beer. But the question is that what's your favorite alcoholic drink when you have like a steak or anything like that?
Well, I don't drink anymore, and that was just like a choice for me. I stopped for the just stopped to stop. But it used to be depending on where I was. If it was a bar with friends, it'd be usually like it'd be a beer or something. But if it was like if I was on like a date or something, I'd usually get Jack and Coke and try to see if that helped. But the date, that is. But yeah, I'm usually a beer guy. Like when it came down to that, as far as beer goes, if it tastes good, I'll drink it. And I never was like I have to have this beer. Kind of. I guess if I did have to have a certain beer, it was pretty much always Corona for me. But
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
For me, more so with like it's mostly sangria as of late, just because of the fact that there's not a lot of alcohol in it, like hard alcohol. It's very minimal, but mostly it's soda or water or tea, mostly green tea.
I just know one thing: I can't have tequila because that really will make my clothes fall off.
That's a lot of information right
I'm
there.
just telling you,
Oh,
that might be the reason why I did stop drinking, because I don't know where my pants went that night.
The only time I ever have
I almost
tequila-
got him.
No, God.
So that was you streaking on the Fightful podcast that night.
Yeah, well, it happened.
So the only
to be
time
honest
I
with
ever
y'all
have
guys,
Love you,
I
Sean,
don't
man. You're watching.
the one time that I will have a tequila is when I go to there's a local Mexican restaurant around here called El Rancho. They make incredibly good margaritas, like to the point where when I went to the bowling alley back in February before everything started shutting down, and I got a frozen strawberry margarita there. I only drank about a quarter of it, and I was just like, nope, I can't, because this is just terrible. I need an authentic Mexican margarita, and that's the thing where it's like, okay, I'll have one of like I think it's like a 8-ounce or 16-ounce, because if I have any more, it's like then we might be in a little bit of trouble. So that's the only time I ever have tequilas and a margarita.
I think Anakin needs to come south.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's where, like, all those, authentic Mexican margaritas and Mexican restaurants are at.
I mean, Mexican's my second favorite food behind Italian. So it's like if I move
Same
to,
here.
Rome or I move down south, like I'd be fine.
There's a place in West Palm, because I had to go there for a wedding. It's in Jupiter, called Jay's. Oh my God, the food there is freaking amazing. Like everything is made right on the spot. It's a deli and a bakery, and I ended up going back there twice. I went there for dinner, and then I went there for breakfast, and I just didn't want to leave. It's the first time I ever, since with places around here, I just didn't want to leave when I went traveling. Disney food's okay, but it's not like where you go home and you get the really good stuff, though.
I don't even remember what Disney food tastes like. I've only been to Disney World once. That was when I was in high school. I've never.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I've never been.
last time I was
Florida.
there was a couple
I
years ago.
know, but I don't even go over there that much. I'm like, my brother
What the
used to
heck?
live in Orlando, and I used to just, like, whenever I hung out with my brother in Orlando, I used to, like, have to get, like, dragged in, because of because of my nephews. But I don't even go to, like, Orlando that much.
Man,
If I don't have to. People want to come down here.
You're wasted in Florida, Ron.
Nah.
You're wasted
Nah.
in Florida. You won't go. Oh,
But the question is, do you go to Margaritaville in Florida? Because there is a Margaritaville in Universal.
Yeah, I'm like, but you got one in Key West. I went down, like, to Key West before. I'm like, to Margaritaville. So I'm like, right on Duval.
Well, I mean, up here in Boston there isn't, but the thing about it is that there is a lot of good Irish pubs, and it's ridiculous. Like you go into Boston on St. Patrick's Day and you go to Southie, you're not leaving until like 6 in the afternoon. If you get there at like 6 at night, you're literally sitting in a bar during the parades and stuff. Now I don't know what they're going to do with COVID, but I wouldn't be surprised if everything gets lifted, it goes back to where it is. It's literally like Salem, Mass, where they do the witch trials stuff, where everybody goes up there. It's insane.
So here's a question for you guys. Let's go, since this is also talked about wrestling. let's say you own your own restaurant. What is the menu item, and what would you name it after a particular wrestler? Like, would you like to give you an example? If I had like a fish and chips on the menu, I would call it like the British Bulldog, something like that. What would you call? Like,
well,
what
I
would
can tell you one thing that I wouldn't name it, and that's something that I actually made, and it's from one of the old WWE cookbooks. I would not have a dish called grilled steak Benoit, because that just sounds.
That sounds killer.
Yeah. All right, I'm logging off. Good night.
The appetite for destruction is leaving the
Yeah,
body.
you did it.
I made it
Oh my
once
God.
because Brian Zane did a kayfabe kitchen where he made it, and it shows like how you prep it, and you take the steak and you have to poke holes in both sides of it. So it shows him just doing it, and then he just looks at the camera and he's like, "Okay, I know this isn't how it happened, but it still feels weird doing it with this." So it was good. Like you poke holes in the steak, and then you marinate it in a red wine, and then you cook it. It was good, but I wouldn't call it grilled steak Benoit. I'd call it something else.
There's a restaurant up here right
I
around the
hope so.
corner called the Irish Cottage, and they make a Guinness beef stew. And it's really good, but because it's made with Guinness, it has a little kick to it. So it'd probably be called, Guinness Irish Bro Kick Stew.
There you go.
See,
What about-
I would probably make my homemade waffles, and I would call it the man's waffles after my girl.
Nice. What about you, DK?
All right, so I brought
He would
this
call
up
it
to
the
Sean,
Trish
like,
Stratus. He'd call it the Trish Satisfaction meal.
I asked Sean like a year ago what's his favorite like meats for a sandwich. I forgot what he said, and I told him how to make a sandwich and call it the Sean Ross wrap.
No, there you go.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
So, what about you, Tim?
Personally, guys. Well, personally, well, I'll take two names and I will not put them on the menu because Warren, Anakin already said, and Warren and everyone else said it last night, so I ain't mentioning it. What I would prefer.
Where's Warren when you need him?
So I would make a burger called the Superman Punch after the champion Roman Reigns, which would be consistent with mushrooms, cheeseburger, bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, or bacon, lettuce, tomato, pickles. Side order, you can take two of them. You could put chips and dip or whatever you want. A sub, I'll make it, I don't know. If you're a vegetarian, I'll make you a vegetarian sub. Or if you're straight on a diet, I make you a diet sub, which they would probably be, I don't know, whatever you want to name whatever wrestlers are. But anyway, that would probably be one of them. And then on, goodness gracious. So the breakfast, if you're going to make a homemade breakfast, which I'll probably name it after, I don't know, probably, I don't even have a clue what the name of the wrestler is because there's so many wrestlers out there. I would make some eggs, but what I would do is I would put some bacon bits in the eggs, put some basil in it, so it tastes like it's an omelet, but it's not. And then you'll have some bacon on the side or whatever. But that was probably one of them. Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
for food wise, you got so many options. It's ridiculous, especially. But with Hell in the Cell, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that match goes. Now, me, DK, and Rob talked about it last night. How do you see the I Quit match happening between Anakin, Tim, and Ron?
I mean, it's got to end with Roman winning. I'm assuming. I don't think you're gonna have Jimmy coming in and throwing in the towel again. what I think it may come down to, what it would actually be really cool is if Jay finally looks at him and goes, "You're not my family anymore. I quit." Like as a real kind of like burn on Roman, like being like basically like, you know, you're turning your back on, you know, on your family.
That makes sense. What about you, Tim?
Well, I mentioned in the podcast when you and I did throw it back. Like I said, the physicality could be there, or the physicality. But the other part, when me and you were discussing, I don't think it's gonna match. Like I said and check it out. But I said the Edge, Christian, and Dudley's and Hardys, it's not gonna stack up to it. But I think Roman will retain, and Jay would probably later on, his Roman's cousin would turn later on, probably the next Friday, and said, you know what? He'll cut a promo and say, hey, look, you beat me fair and square. I'll join with you.
That would make sense, but it's WWE. It never makes any sense.
Okay, Evan, right?
But like,
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking exactly the same thing. He just gets beaten up. Yeah, exactly. Because I was just thinking that he's gonna get Uso's gonna get beaten up, and like he's finally just gonna say, "Oh, I quit." But then but then he'll just say, "Okay, but I'll join you," and then they can be able to form like a stable.
That would make sense, but the problem with that is that if you're going to further along this until Survivor Series, you can't have him say that until like Roman forces him to do it. But we don't know what Survivor Series plans are right now as it is.
Yeah. Yep. See, but the thing is that if we're assuming Rock is the end goal, I don't know if you can have Rock be the end goal if you start having members of the family who have gotten beaten up turning and joining Roman. Maybe you can, because then you can do like a little bit of like a faction thing, but I'm just thinking like on the path, it would have to be, you'd have other family members pop up and they'd be like, look what you did to Jay, look what you've done to these other family members. I don't know if I see Jay joining Roman, at least in my head, going on that path of hopefully getting Rock at WrestleMania.
That makes sense, but we'll see what happens. It's still almost near the end of October. We got November and December to go.
They probably won't even come up with a finish until 20 minutes before the match. Let's be honest.
That sounds like a dinner recipe.
I forgot to say something. I forgot to mention this. But is Samoa Joe part of the family or not?
No.
He's like the only one who's not. The only Samoan.
But there is a word that that Roman's cousin wants to be in WWE now. So
is that Manu?
It's yeah. It's funny. We could actually see after the feud. I would see it going longer. Maybe a little after Survivor Series. But I was thinking they could put Samoa Joe in it, but if he's cleared to go back, I would see that. I would love to see that match. That's a dream match right there.
Well, I mean, that match it wouldn't be as big as like The Rock, but I can see AJ's is not on the same brand anymore. So I mean, that's going to be Drew and him. Most likely, what I could see would be next reasonably for Roman. It's hard to tell.
I've been saying Daniel Bryan. I mean, I've been saying that since we did the show. I think Daniel Bryan would be a really good Rumble opponent for him. Like, he's not going to win, but you're going to get a really, really good match. And when you're on a pay-per-view defending the title at the Rumble, you need to have a good match so that people have something to look forward to besides just the two Rumble matches.
Yeah, definitely, and that's one thing I hope I hope Edge is back because I would like to see Edge versus McIntyre at Rumble. I think that'd be pretty cool. Otherwise, I'd like to see like if we can't get Edge versus McIntyre for the title, I would definitely like to see him have a feud with AJ Styles because that would be a like dream match scenario for me. And like one of my other dream matches, like since I just thought about it, and it probably won't happen, and I know DK would love this, but AJ versus Triple H would be pretty cool.
And that's what AJ even said that he'd go down to NXT for that, which would be a recipe for awesomeness in jail.
But
And
that is a
that's money
WrestleMania
for me.
match.
That's money.
That is a WrestleMania big match for sure.
Yeah.
So
It wouldn't.
Yeah,
be
that's my
good
number
for-
1 and 2 of all time. Just thinking about that. Yeah, that'd be a bomb ass match.
it would be like you thinking DK like Sean does about mat wrestling and good mat technicians. Like Thatcher versus Bryan or something like that. Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys. We're assuming, of course, we're not going to get as horrible of an ending to Hell in a Cell this year as we got last year.
No,
However, however,
I hope
so
not. Oh my
if we-
God.
if for somehow WWE pulls a WWE and does it again, what dessert are you rushing to drown your sorrows in? What's your go-to on dessert for be like, all right, this was really crappy, I need a pick-me-up? What are you rushing to?
cookie dough ice cream.
Superman ice cream.
Oh, Superman ice cream. Damn. I would probably go to like some kind of ice cream. I'm a big birthday cake ice cream guy. Like not like the actual cake, but the actual ice cream they do. Like that, that kind of stuff.
Hudsonville makes really, really good birthday cake ice cream, and I can only get it at actual ice cream places where you go and you get a cone because they don't sell it in stores. But if I didn't have that, my option would be I would go and call my dad and be like, hey, make some of your homemade up ice cream, because he makes really, really good homemade ice cream.
For me, more so, it would be if there's a ice cream place around here called J&G's, it would be there. What they have is called a milkshake called a Super J. You get 3 different ice creams and they make it, which is awesome.
Wow.
But if I have to go to the store, it would be the Tonight Show's Ben & Jerry's, because it has cookie dough in it.
That is good, yeah.
Brownies in it and stuff. That would be it. But if I just need something real fast and I have it already, it would be cookie dough ice cream.
Yeah, either that for me, or there's also I'm a big mint ice cream fan, and Meyer makes a mint Moose Tracks ice cream, which Moose Tracks is already good, but then you make the ice cream mint.
Yeah,
that's just bomb right there, and I can have that and ignore the pain of another horrible Hell in a Cell pay-per-view ending.
Well,
I don't think we're gonna get that. I don't
think they.
I hope not.
I don't
I
think
hope
they can
not either.
outdo it. I don't know how they can do it. Let's see how we can make it work. I don't see how it's I don't see how Vince could even go I don't know how to make it worse. I thought
Rob,
Call it disqualification.
we got Goldberg Fiend.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, compared to
Oh God, don't say that, please.
compared to Hell in a Cell, I'm just talking about the ending. I don't know if you can get worse. I mean, I'm not one of those people that I remember that night on Twitter. Holy crap! I think I saw 35 people in a row say they were going to cancel the network, which is funny because the next week they're talking about watching WWE
20 different things. Yeah.
So whenever I see that, I just kind of roll my eyes. But that night, it was kind of I'm just geez, they actually pissed a lot of people off with this. And I by all means, I didn't like it at all. But I was just what do you expect? I mean, yeah.
That night was the first. I think that was the first time that Sean actually could point to something as being responsible for a growth of Fightful Select members, because he specifically mentioned it because he had news I think later that night after the post show had wrapped about the ending and wrestlers on reaction, and he said on I think he said on the Listen Your Boy that following Wednesday that they'd had such an explosion in members from that because people were so upset about that. And I remember sending him in a question one time for the FAQ going, if you could have Conrad Thompson get Bruce Pritchard to talk about one thing right now from his current run in WWE, would it be about doing WrestleMania with no fans? Would it be doing Fiend and Goldberg and Saudi, or would it be Hell in a Cell? And he said, oh, for sure Hell in a Cell. That had such a huge rise in subscription members for us. That's the thing people still talk about and lament. I mean, it was, I remember that post-show podcast and I think Alex was on the show at the time, and you could just see the steam rising from his head as he's waiting to talk about it.
All right, guys. So listen to your boys up in 4 minutes. So we're up against the clock. Tell them where you can find. We'll go start from Anakin from top to bottom. Anakin, go ahead.
Follow me on Twitter at AnakinJMT. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm still working on doing my NXT Rewind. I've gotten a couple more episodes watched, so I'm getting closer to being able to actually finally record a review episode. So I know I keep saying that. Life happens. But I also want it to be good. So, yeah. But in the meantime, follow me on Twitter.
All right, Tim.
Well, to answer the last question about the food to eat, I would have a pretzel for my sorrows. You can find me on Twitter, which is Tim Traver. Actually, I got 3 of them. Don't know why. Something's keep on going with mine. So if you follow me on Twitter, it's regular Tim Traver, Tim Traver 3, Tim Traver 4. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Tim Traver 03. Also, you can follow me on Facebook. You can also check out all the retro reviews I do, and I'm going to get back to them tomorrow. You can check me out on there.
All right, DK. That beautiful bean
follow
footage
me
right there.
Follow me at It's Well Boy on Twitter. Don't follow me on Instagram. I won't follow you back.
All right, Ron.
Well, I already listed my stuff below. All right, so you can just follow me over there at Akman Rules. And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, I gotta praise like Wild Boy because I'm like, he didn't like, pop in and out for like the past 30 minutes. And second, an Oreo Blizzard from DQ. That's my pick me up.
Nice,
choice.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, he did pop in 4 times, so that nickname kind of stands for a little bit. Well, I'm going to say this much, and this is going to happen. DK and Rob are going to be doing a Match Memories with me live November 19th, and it'll be about the Mick Foley Hell in the Cell.
Cool.
Oh,
So-
that'll be fun.
Rob is going to be hosting it. DK is going to give his thoughts, and me, I'm just going to be where you guys are. So, we'll just go from there. But Rob obviously has an appetite for destruction. Where they can find you, my friend.
Yeah, you can. You can follow me on my OnlyFans page at Thunder Drive.
I was waiting for you to put that in, Rob.
Otherwise, you can follow me
Make it
at
real
Rob
close.
Wilkins, ROBWILKINS. So either one of those. No, I'm kidding. Don't go. Somebody else. If you go into OnlyFans and type in Thunder
Don't
Drive,
take Hannah's.
you're not going to see a
OnlyFans
picture of me.
money.
I hope. But so yeah, don't go there. But you can follow me at Rob Wilkins on Twitter. I have an Instagram, but I don't even remember what it is. So I'll probably follow you if you do. Either way, but yeah, at Rob Wilkins, and yeah, the Listen to Your Boys coming up pretty soon.
And on top of that, you can find Rob as a mod for the Fightful Facebook channel. So you can check that out too. Other than that, we got Listen to Your Boy in a few minutes. The Two Sister One Machine's name has been changed. It is now Sisters Custom Creations. Go check out their stuff. The Facebook link is in the below.
That was quick.
I seen that today.
Yeah, and
Oh my god.
the Anakin is commissioning something from them, which I appreciate it. But what they do is really good, and they work hard at it. So go into the group, join, and if you anything especially with the holidays and stuff, they can make it as best as they can. Other than that, all of us are gonna head over to Listen to Your Boy, do good deed, pay it forward. This was the brainchild of 3 people, and it worked out.
It was fun.
OnlyFans Thunder Thighs. Let's do it.
All right, guys. We'll see you over at Listen to Your Boy. Have a good day, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Peace.